Hey everyone, Andrew here, and today I'm going to be talking about the fifth book in the Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel series. This book is called The Warlock. I apologize now if my memory gets a little skitsy on this one. I don't remember all the details, unfortunately, because it's super convoluted. And not at the same time. It's really annoying. But the very end of book 4, Josh has left with John Dee and Virginia Dare from a burning building. The first thing that happens in this book is they are traveling down the stairs. They run into two security guards. Virginia Dare knocks them out with magic. And then John Dee and Virginia Dare proceed to step over their bodies and keep going. And Josh is like, we can't just leave them to die. And John Dee's like, why not? And Josh is like, no, I'm not leaving them to die. And tries to rescue them. And John Dee pops up and is like, alright, no, I was testing you. It was all good. We're all good. I'm on your side. And rescue the people and then escape. Yeah. The fact that Josh doesn't immediately go, I think I chose the wrong side, tells me even more. John Dee, Virginia Dare, and Josh decide that they're going to go to Alcatraz and they're going to release all the monsters. Why? Because it'll give John Dee the chance to take over not only our realm, but all of the Shadow Realms and Dennis Terrace, Atlantis of the past. Honestly, John Dee seems to be losing his brain a bit in this book, so I think it's just him going insane. And yet Josh still follows him willingly throughout the whole thing. So, how much of an idiot he truly is. Oh, man. So, Sophie and Nitan manage to escape the building before it burns down. And Sophie's like, I need to save my brother. I need to just save Josh. And she says this every few chat pages. She just won't shut up about it, like Josh won't shut up about the Flamels being evil. So, Nitan's like, okay, we're going to go to the wisest person that I know. We're going to go find the person who can help us. We're going to go talk to Sagugala. She is the oldest immortal being. She's not necessarily a god, but she's more humanist. But she is known as She Who Watches. And she turns out to be Sophie's Aunt Agnes. Turns out that she had been guarding the bloodline from which the twins would come for since the fall of Dennis Terrace. Because her husband, the Abraham the Wise, told her to. Who was the guy who made the book that turned Nicholas and Purnell into immortals. Purnell and Nicholas and Prometheus have to escape his shadow realm because Prometheus used too much power training Josh and trying to help Josh when they were dealing with the Acheron. So they have to escape before his realm collapses. They do, and they head straight to Sagugala. Also, meanwhile, in the catacombs underneath Paris, we see Mars Ultra, who is still trapped in his constantly regrowing prison. He is visited by his wife, the Witch of Endor, and the Egyptian elders Isis and Osiris. The witch frees him and tells him that he needs to hunt down John Dee, that John Dee is going to destroy the world if we do not stop him. Mars agrees, travels to San Francisco, and immediately runs into Odin and Hel. H-E-L. Heel. And Odin and Heel are after John Dee too, because John Dee killed Odin's wife and the entire Shadow Realm of his people. So Odin wants revenge. They all end up at Sagugala, so it's just all of these powerful, insane people all trapped together in one building. Purnell requests the aid of Sophie and Sagugala to transfer part of her remaining time to give to Nicholas, because Nicholas will die within the next few hours if he doesn't have more time, whereas Purnell still has maybe 2 days. So they agree, and you get the first taste that Purnell is a little more dangerous than we originally thought, that she starts the process and drains more and more power out of Segugula and Sophie than she should. But to be fair, she was trying desperately to make sure her husband doesn't die. So I'm a little more forgiving of that than anything John Dee has done. Segugula decides that she is going to teach Sophie how to use earth magic. At the same time, Virginia Dare decides to teach Josh how to do wind magic. So now Josh will have 3 powers and Sophie will have 4. Every single time that someone teaches someone how to do magic, they always do it the same kind of speech where it's like some say fire is the best or water, and some say this, but no, my element that I'm teaching you is by far the greatest. And that's exactly what Virginia Dare does. But Segugula is like teaching her about earth magic. It's like there is no greater than all magic is one. There is no division between them. It is all imagination based. You start with thoughts and you use your own creativity and your own imagination to create the magic. And that's really interesting. I actually liked that part of the book. It was far more an interesting way of dealing with magic. And it's like there is no difference between it. It's just your level of creativity. It's kind of cool. So Sophie gets a major energy boost and becomes superpowered, somewhat, and now needs to go save Josh from his stupid choices. During all this, we also travel back to Danis Talus in the past, where Scathy, Saint Germain, Palamedes, Shakespeare, and Joan of Arc are all immediately captured and are sent to a volcano prison, along with the Hook-Hand Man, Morathu. And Morathu turns out to be Death, and he is taken aside by the ruler of Danis Talus, Aten, who is facing betrayal from his brother Anubis and their mother Basset, because Basset wants her son Anubis to be the leader and to be the true ruler, because he has a warrior spirit versus Aten, who's trying very hard to maintain peace. Aten figures out that he can't fight this future anymore. The Danis Talus has to fall for future civilizations to exist. And he agrees and helps Death escape, so he's able then to go and to rescue Scathy and the rest of the people that went with them. And now they are trying to fight to save or destroy. I can't even keep track of it. It's so confusing. But they're trying to keep the timeline the same and do the things that they're supposed to do there. And that's roughly where that ends. It really kind of starts to get going and then just stops. Doesn't really. It's like saving it all for the 6th book. Back in the present, John Dee has just released a monster to destroy San Francisco called the Lotan, which is a 7-headed sea monster, kind of like a hydra. On the island, John Dee and Virginia Dare and Josh run into Machiavelli and Billy. And Machiavelli and Billy have decided they're going to break their oaths, that they're going to become warlocks, which is what you call an oathbreaker in this universe, which sounds so much cooler than just male wizard warlock. It's like oathbreaker. Yeah, no, warlock. I'd be a warlock. John Dee then nearly kills them. But they manage to survive, and he releases the Lotan, and it goes off to San Francisco. Sophie only cares about rescuing Josh. She's super pinpoint focused on just saving her brother. She, Odin, Hel, and Mars travel to Alcatraz to take out John Dee, while Niten, Purnell, and Nicholas stay to fight off the Lotus. They managed to do so pretty creatively. It's kind of interesting. But the other monsters all get woken up. During the chaos, John Dee manages to create a portal that travels them back in time so they can go and take over Danis Talus. Sophie follows Josh through the portal, and they are instantly greeted to the site of Isis and Osiris. And John Dee's like, my masters. I think Isis was his, and Osiris was Machiavelli's master. And Josh and Sophie turn to each other and then turn back. Let's take a wild guess at what these two characters will react to, the two people they have never seen before, but turn out to be very high, powerful people, and are also male and female. If you said, Mom and Dad, ? You're 100% correct. And if you'd guessed that this caused me to slam my head against the table, because it was so, what the WTF, you'd also be correct. Because, like, okay, sure. First off, you just introduced these characters. We don't know anything about them. We don't even know how evil they are, even though they seem fairly evil considering they sent John Dee to kill their own kids. Or was willing to let their own kids die at the hands of John Dee. And plus, they're both gods. If they had a kid together, had twins together, they would be gods as well. So why in the world are these two people normal humans? The fudge. And I'm sure this is all questions that will be answered in the 6th book. I'm not picking that book up anytime soon because this pissed me off so much. This one is better than 4. This is better than Necromancer. But it still is pretty bad. It's a lot of WTF. It's so many characters. And so few. We know almost nothing about a lot of them. It's like, especially like you get Odin, Hel, Mars, Yagugula. It's like we don't know anything about any of these characters. So it's like, what the heck am I feeling? Matreyu. It's like Josh is an idiot for the entire time. Still, just completely. Even though part of him somehow is a little intelligent because he doesn't just give John Dee the thing that'll help him instantly take over the world, which is the last 2 pages, which he has around his neck, and he's kept it hidden for whatever reason. Even he doesn't understand it. The weirder thing is that Virginia Dare knows he has those pages, and she also doesn't flat out tell John Dee that he has them. And then you get to all the stuff with Scathy and the past, and it's like just literally them in a prison cell for the entire book. It's like, wow, good job. It's like the last book they spent the entire time in a cave or just talking, didn't do anything. Now you've even made it more boring. Honestly, I wish this series was better because it started off so strong, and by now it's just WTF the whole time. It's like, ugh. And because on this, you still have all of Josh complaining about the Flamels. It's still all there for the most part. But then you get the added subplot thing of Sophie just talking about rescuing her brother for the entire time. We need to save Josh. We need to save Josh. No, we need to shoot Josh, and then maybe you shoot you. I think you two are too dangerous to be the twins of legend. You will definitely destroy us all. It'll definitely destroy my brain, if nothing else. Just, God. I wish this series was better. I really do. And, yeah, like, because the first book's really good, and it's got a, like, even still, it's got a decent pace. It goes probably somewhat fast, but it's so rough and so annoying. But, yeah, that's really all I got to say on it. I will probably read the 6th and final book at some point this year, but I'm not going out of my way to read it right now. I'm gonna try and read some other stuff first. Happy reading, y'all.